Hey you, I need to tell you something. You know when you were a kid, the summer seemed to last forever. But as we grow up, the summer starts to feel shorter and shorter. And it's not just the summer that starts to feel shorter. Apparently, our perceived lifespan is about halfway at the age of 21. I'm not sure how accurate this graph is, but I found it on the internet and it inspired me to make the most of our precious time. So I started writing a yearly summer bucket list, basically a list of things that I want to do before the summer ends. That way, I don't feel like I wasted any time once the autumn rolls around. When I sat down to look at the list the other day, one of the items stood out to me, the outdoor cinema. I've always wanted to do this, and even more so on an island. So I gave my friend a call and asked if he would help me bring this idea to life, and luckily for me he was in. So we wrote a list of everything we needed and we got to work. The first stop was the fabric store. We needed a large sheet of white fabric for the screen, but it turns out there's about 100 different white fabrics. Luckily, with some help, we figured it out. The next stop was the hardware store. We made a sketch for the frame, and to build it, we obviously needed some materials. Of course, we picked the wrong type of timber, but it worked out in the end. We even ended up having a sawing competition there. Unfortunately, we lost, but it was all good vibes. After a few measurements, some battling with the saw, the pieces started to fall in place and we laid the frame out on the floor to see if our sketch would work. We were happy with the way things looked, so we packed the car and we got to work assembling everything. Because we made the sketch earlier, this part was quite easy. Luckily for us, we also found a projector that we could bring, and we made a couple of phone calls to our friends to make sure that we had power and snacks and all the essentials that we needed. And just like that, we could cross off all the points on our list. We were ready to head out on sea. I think it's important to allow ourselves to be childish and have these stupid goals, like making an outdoor cinema on an island. It's just so much fun to do stuff like this with your friends. Finally, we arrived on the island and we could start assembling the last few bits. All I was left to do now was to load up the movie and press play. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, is that we should never stop doing things for the sake of it. Things doesn't always have to serve a purpose, and we should do more things that we just want to do because, well, we want to do them.